McGroggy, and I am interviewing Zero Zero UFO. And you guys are from where?
Moncton, New Brunswick.
Cool. How long have you guys been together?
I don't even really know.
That's always hard for me.
2 years. How long have you been in the band, Sam? We were a band for like a year before we got a singer. It was a year or 6 months, something like that.
I think it was dead on a year. I think because you guys were talking about it when I started jamming with you guys.
Yeah, like we basically, we started the band or whatever. We wanted to write a bunch of songs before we found a singer. There's nothing worse than like somebody coming to stand around and you have nothing to play but covers. So we thought we'd write some songs, and we just demoed them with a buddy and sent them around. And, Sam was the second guy to try out. We asked him, and kept him.
Okay, cool. Maybe we should introduce everybody and tell what you do in the band.
I'm Dana. I play guitar.
Okay.
I'm Sam. I sing.
I'm Puck. I play bass.
Hi, I'm Craig, aka Zorg, play the drums.
A resident alien.
Resident alien. Secret though. It's a secret.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Don't tell anyone.
Okay, do you want to give us a bit of a brief history how everybody got together, how you guys met?
Go ahead, Puck.
Previous bands maybe too?
Well, we are all, besides Sam, we're old friends. Like, we've known each other for 25 years, and some through playing in local punk bands in Moncton and between Moncton, Amherst, and Halifax. Dana was in Hope. I was in Sour Grapes, both Moncton bands. Crud was in the McFadden's out of Halifax. And we now all live in Moncton. Crud and I started playing music while we had no bands anymore. We'd start jamming out every so often, but it was just me and him. So we were either playing guitars and drums and switching back and forth with no real direction. And then when at one point we asked Dana if he wanted to come jam with us, and it immediately gelled. We could write songs, and we started writing songs and went through a bunch of them and started writing more and more and more, scrapped a bunch, demoed some, and until we finally got a good bunch that we could send to singers to try out. And like Dana already said, we sent some to Sam, and he came to us with a real good batch of lyrics and vocals, and this is where we're at now.
Did you know Sam previous?
I met him through a mutual friend. I met Sam through a mutual friend, and then it was him who actually suggested Sam. I didn't even know Sam was in a band. Like, I was at his house at a party one night, and he was my friend's roommate or whatever. I always thought he was a pretty cool guy, and he's like, "Oh, you should get Sam to try." I was like, "Sam, what he sings?" He goes, "Oh yeah, man, he's in this band." So Sam's in another band called Nicotine Heartthrob. I heard it. I was like, "Fuck, these guys are really cool." So yeah, so that happened.
I had met him, weirdly enough, in the year preceding this. Before he got in the band, I kept running into him all over the place. Well, specifically at shows. I play in a band called The Nuclear, and I'd seen him at a couple of shows that I played with them, and kept running into him in weird places at the grocery store or the cell phone store, and the next thing you know, he's in the band.
It was kind of cool for me because I'm like of I guess a younger generation, but like also of bands. Like the circles are all different in Moncton.
Thanks, Sam.
Well, you're. I mean, I met you when I joined the band, Crud. So it's hard. For
you old fucks.
I thought you were like 22, and then you're like, oh yeah.
And you've just revealed yourself.
No, but okay, so it's cool though because I used to go to shows all the time. So I go see Hope, or I go see the Nuclear all the time. It's one of my favorite Moncton bands, and even when I was just starting, like I got into music super late, and that being said, I think I've been doing it for like 10 years now, which is pretty fucking cool. But yeah, I got the text from Danes one day. He's like, "Oh, I'm in this band. It's fucking different," and I'm like, "Okay." And I listened to songs that were dope as fuck. I was like, okay. And it's funny because when we write songs, like the boys, when I brought those like demos to the first jam, we pretty much kept most of those songs and mostly the same. And it was definitely a weird like singing vibe for what I think was anticipated for this band. But I was really happy that everyone was like, you know what, this is cool, let's do it. And then
Okay,
now we're all the
Sam,
UFOs.
I still want to
who
change the
are
name of the
your
band to Sam and the Geriatric Unit.
Sammy and the
Um,
Graybeards.
So, Sam, who are your singing influences? I guess
Oof.
because kind of have like a sort of a crooner sort of style to your voice, maybe in terms of like a Glenn Danzig.
Yeah, well, that was actually I think the first song that we ever tried out was a Misfit song because I knew all the words
Okay.
or whatever, and we could just do it. Actually, I don't think I knew all the words when I think about it, but I bounced around a bit. Like I grew up like in the 2000s like, emo era, so I really loved the
Mhm.
Used. That was like one of my favorite bands vocally,
Okay.
and then I got into so many bands over the years, but like I think my favorite band of all time is a band from North Carolina that called He Is Legend, and it's like
Okay.
this mix of like melodic vocals and like kind of swingy and bendy stuff, and that's I also really dig like D Martin and croony stuff. So it's funny you said that. I was in a band for a little bit called Harmless Criminals. It was just like a shitty local band, but we had a guy who played the accordion, and
Oh, nice.
that's where I got like that like weird gypsy crooner vibe thing from. I really like that style of singing. But I don't know. Like I said, it's all over the place. I listen to a lot of hardcore music, a lot of like newer stuff, I guess. So
Yeah, not real hardcore. You're not into the Cro-Mags or Agnostic Front or any of that.
no, I don't go. I
No.
don't go like yeah,
Not New York City stuff, man.
yeah.
Vacation.
So what about the rest of you? Who are your influences? Because also in the music, I also noticed stuff like maybe some Iron Maiden creeping up, some Dag Nasty,
Nice.
some Voivod, because some of the arrangements are a
Voivod.
little bit weird.
Oh,
I was thinking about them
nice.
the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of the arrangements are a little bit strange, so it kind of it makes me think of Voivod and just the whole fact
That's
of
cool.
the
That's cool.
science fiction
Yeah.
sort of UFO thing, because they're like a science fiction, like
Well,
science fiction.
I've always like Stefan from the Descendants and all. He's to me my favorite guitar player, and I try to steal his style all the time. I mean, obviously, I'm nowhere near as good as him, but I've always liked the weird notes, and Puck does as well. That's why I think we write songs really good together, because we're really really huge All Descendants fans. But I also didn't want to play in an All Descendants pop punk type band. It's been done. I wanted to do something different. That's why having Sam, who I mean, it's funny, like, you go to play a show, and if Sam's, playing the music or whatever, I don't know who any of these bands he talks about. I really don't know. I'm so far removed from like what's new and cool or whatever. But I think it's probably the same with Sam. He probably like, what the fuck are these guys? Who's this band? So, but I think, yeah, but I think that it helps you be a little bit original, because I mean, if everybody just listens to the same four bands, that's what you're going to sound like. So yeah, but that for me, I would say Stefan from the Descendants, and I mean, I love Sabbath, the Beatles. Dag Nasty's a funny one you say. Yeah,
I think because the guitar sound maybe, and
yeah,
because it's got like the kind of chorus sound in the
yeah,
distorted
cool.
chorus sound. I don't know.
Yeah, I love Brian Baker.
Yeah.
I think he's ever played. So, but I mean, that's just me. I mean, everybody else has got their own. Like, Puck, what would you say?
Well, definitely a huge Descendants all fan. So Carl Alvarez and Tony Lombardo very much subconsciously helped me learn how to play bass. A huge McCartney fan, Geezer Butler. Music altogether, I very much, if the bass is in your face, I've been influenced by that. But I would say yes, Descendants and all much punk. Like, I mean, not in the direction I play, but I would say for my style, I would say would have been Tony Lombardo and Carl Alvarez that sent me in my direction. Craig?
I would say that I started playing drums before I started listening to cooler music. So I think I would probably originally, I was starting to play drums like Ringo Starr and Matt Sorum from Guns N' Roses were huge influences. And then I quickly went from that. My brother got punk and drublic, and I immediately started trying to drum like the No Effect style. And since then, I found that I really like to try and I find influence in Marky Ramone a lot. Josh Freese these days, although that sounds terrible to even say that I would attempt to play like Josh Freese.
Not Bill Stevenson.
What's that?
Not Bill Stevenson.
A little bit of Bill Stevenson lately. Yeah, I will actually. That's very true. That's very true. But yeah, so I guess my main musical, the way I play would be Matt Sorum, Marky Ramone fusion.
Your name, where did it come from? Did it come from the Ramon song?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
It did, and it helped shape the music somehow. Like it sent it in its own direction. It seemed as soon as we had that name, the music kind of followed a UFO alien kind of thing. So
Theme.
yeah.
Okay. You mentioned how. So who writes the music? Who's writing riffs and stuff?
I think we all kind of do. I basically usually bring, a song or a song idea. And what we've been doing is me, Puck, and Craig will get together and work it out, whether or not everybody writes their own parts, obviously. But, does this work? Let's try this. And then after we feel we've got the song pretty much completed, then we show it to Sam. And then he'll say, okay, this is cool. I can work with this. Or he'll say, why don't we do this twice as long, or can we do this, twice or whatever? And that's how it's pretty much worked.
So Sam's the only one writing the lyrics.
Yeah.
For the most part, they'll like name a song before I have lyrics to it, which I find like when they'll send me like a file or something, it'll have a name, and that's been very helpful. And a lot of my lyrics are they seem aimless. I get that from like, I guess, bands that I used to listen to growing up, but I really dig like getting in the mind space. I think like every song that we have, I don't know if maybe I gave a title to 4 of them, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely a cool writing process. And we keep it like that because that's kind of like how it started, right? Get the demos. I have a week with
so
it.
they come up with the name. So does that when you see this name, does that make you think, okay, I have something to a topic to write about then? Or is
exactly. It's like a writer's block preventative. Like, so it's okay. I can stay on target, I guess. It kind of helps.
Yeah. And it's better for us than like, okay, new song number 6. Which one's that? How does it start? So we just started putting names, and for the most part they stick. But if not, like whatever, we had one song that we changed the title right. I think when we were recording it, like it went from being called something and now it's called Intruders or whatever.
Because it was always whatever Dana's little recording app the map would name wherever area he's in. So, Jam's Convenience across the street from my house, or Bathurst Street, or Lakeside Drive.
Lakeside Drive, yeah.
That'll bring me to the song June 6th. What's that all about?
Interesting enough, that was a song that took the title from Dana's cell phone. So that song,
the phone named it.
The phone did name it.
Okay.
I don't even remember where I got the idea for right now. I think it was I watched. I try and take this stuff from movies, right? Like, I think this one was District 9, something like that. Like something about seeing people kill aliens. You're not into it. You're like, wait a minute, this isn't right. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, aliens probably exist, and if they do, they're probably just gonna eat us or something. Hopefully not. But Independence Day, like,
hey,
you're all fucked.
Hell of a way to go.
Yeah, I'd love to see the end of the world. I've always said that. Be cool.
And stay on their good side.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Okay. tell us about the new release, Conspiracy.
Danes.
Yeah, I don't know. We recorded it in between I think the end of September and early December, or was it November we were done? I don't know. We went back and tracked a few things, and yeah, we did we did the drums and bass and guitar live, but we ended up redoing most of did you redo all your bass, Puck, or just touch stuff up? I'm not even sure.
I think I redid everything just to
Yeah,
have
you
enough
did.
to
Yeah.
punch in, but ended up kind of using whatever fresh.
Make
And,
cuts for doubles.
Yeah. We took that long to record it because you're in Ontario. I don't know how all the lockdowns go there, but like we have different color zones here. Like red, you're not allowed outdoors, or I don't know. Like it's constantly changing. So we went into I think an orange phase at one point, so we weren't allowed at Germ's house or whatever to record for a good month or so. But yeah, then we ended up finishing it when right before Christmas, I think would have been first or second week of Christmas, and so Puck more than me, but we've known Corey for 20 plus years, and Puck said, "Oh, maybe we'll send it to him, see if he wants to put a cassette out or whatever." Yeah, he put it out, so we're gonna put that out and then put it on Spotify and all those other apps or whatever.
This is your first release.
Yeah.
You've got what, 14 songs on it?
I was gonna say, I think it's our best 14 that we've stuck to playing. How many songs do you think that we've tried and dropped thus far, boys, since I've joined?
4?
Four, maybe? Yeah, not very many. Like some of these are pretty old. Some of them are brand new too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like some of them are hammered down so nicely that you're just like, we can't keep going back and touching the song up. There's always like open-ended ideas getting thrown around, but these songs were pretty locked down. They're a lot of fun.
Have you played many shows?
We were actually pretty good
3?
roll before the shit.
Before the COVID happened, I guess.
Playing once, twice a month, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's been what, a year now, right?
Yeah. I think we were supposed to play the end of March of last year.
Yeah.
I think it was or maybe it was like the 1st of April. Like we had a show booked, and obviously it didn't happen when COVID hit or whatever. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll get to play again at some point. But I'm just cool with us being able to get together and rehearse and write songs, and that's cool. So yeah.
So what everybody's doing right now. Nobody can do shit.
Yeah.
You got a studio in your house. It was supposed to be like we're gonna play like once or twice a year, dress up like aliens and just go hard, like go Kiss style, just be rock stars for a night. But then we all started really liking the band. We're like, well, we'll play this show, we'll play that show. It's a lot of fun.
Up for it?
Oh yeah, we got jumpsuits and we got masks and little get-ups, and tinfoil hats, the whole bit. I had a jetpack at one point. It's pretty cool.
What has been your best show so far? Like most memorable show, good or bad?
I don't know. I think the first show, like I think we like hyped ourselves up for it enough, saying like you get one chance at a first show. Let's not fuck it up. So we were well rehearsed, and I think the feedback was we had some real good feedback from it. I think right from the get go, like
didn't feel like a first show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
but again, we're all we're pretty much seasoned vets as far as being on stage. So it was I still had some those pre-show jitters or whatever. I mean, I still get that stuff. But
okay. I have a good story. I remember Fredericton, we were in the green room, which was the basement of this bar, and we all got into our costumes or whatever. And we had this tradition where the band would go up and they would start playing the intro to the set. And then I would come up after and we'd kick right in. We had a countdown. As soon as I grabbed the mic, the clock started, and we get right into a song, try and make it like a smooth transition. I remember there wasn't many people at the bar when we were set to go on. And I'm downstairs and the boys go up, to go start, and one of the like bar backs or cooks just like saw me standing there, and he just like grabbed the mic, the clock started, and we get right into a song, try and make it like a smooth transition. I remember there wasn't many people at the bar when we were set to go on, and I'm downstairs and the boys go up to go start, and one of the like bar backs or cooks just like saw me standing there, in like a space getup. He wasn't saying anything. Like he was just looking over at me. He was just like, "Sup?" I'm like, "Let's go play a show for 3 people." And we go up, and it's sure enough, a bunch of people had rolled in. There was like some drag queen bingo going on upstairs, so a bunch of wasted people spilled in over onto the or down the stairs through that. It was actually a really good turnout by the end of it.
Yeah.
But high energy on stage, no matter how many people are there. Always try to have fun. I love it. That's the kind of stuff that like I'll remember for the rest of my life. Just standing in that weird basement, being confronted by a stranger. Yeah.
This is for Tarantula Tape. So, do you guys have large tape collections?
I used to. I don't anymore. I've got a box with probably 20 or 30 like old demos from bands around town or whatever. But yeah, no, I became a big record collector for a long time, and then I got sick of moving them. Just sold them all one day.
I had a 1999 Toyota Tercel that only took tape deck, and I had 3 tapes. It was Blah 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 by Iggy Pop, the first Rage Against the Machine album, and The Cars. And I don't think any of them were originally mine, but if I wanted to listen to anything that wasn't the radio, it was those.
You guys actually have tape decks in your cars right now, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, I have a 05 Taurus now. Yeah.
The grandpa fleet. Yeah.
I have a 1995 Oldsmobile, so I can't wait to get the Zero Zero UFO tape, put it in there.
Got that leather bench seat.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. So it's gonna be a good summer with that. Try to bring tapes back.
Yeah.
Hit him hard.
I have a tape deck in the basement. I got to dust off, and I recently found a couple of boxes of cassettes. I was surprised that I still had, but I don't really listen to cassettes anymore. So it feels weird to be putting out a cassette.
I think it looks fucking dope. I honestly think it looks great.
It absolutely does.
Like I would be like, what is that on a shelf? So that's good.
Yeah.
They do a good job at it.
Yeah. No, it looks pro.
Thanks, Corey and Casey.
Big props.
Who did the artwork for the cover? How'd you come up with that?
Good story. Dana, go ahead.
My buddy Seb Terrio. Okay.
Real close, real good friends. Real good friends.
Yeah, my good buddy. What's his last name? Yeah, Seb Terrio. He owns Stereo Design. He started designing stuff for Hope way back in the day. Like he would just do stuff for free because he wanted to build his portfolio. So, but now he does work for NoFX, Lagwagon, the Trailer Park Boys. He's good. Like he does all this crazy artwork. So I got a hold of him probably 6 months ago and said, listen, like I don't want to insult you, like we obviously don't have a ton of money. Would you be able to help us out or whatever? And he goes, well, what's your budget? And I told him. He's like, oh, I can figure something out there and this and that. So we kind of had an idea for the album. Puck came up with an idea for to have like an old folder or whatever, and like an old classified folder or whatever. And I told him, he's like, okay, cool. And then he kind of designed it, and he goes, well, this is what I have for an idea. And he showed, the folder, and it looked cool or whatever. He goes, but I got a better idea. This came to me. What about this? And then he sent me that, and I was just like, wow. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So, and he's just one of those guys, like, just go with your ideas, man. Like, you're the graphic designer. Anyway, yeah, he did it in a few days, and we were all really stoked with it. It was like, none of us would have come up with that idea. So yeah, and it's good to know some people.
Yeah, he did a great job. It hits the motif so well. The green light, spooky alien shit. I don't know. That's great.
And I guess each of the little clues there or whatever on the board, they're all Moncton related, right, boys?
Yeah. One of those pictures is actually Sam took.
Oh yeah.
Moon. Yeah. You got a picture of the moon.
Yeah. Fuck.
Do you find that living on the coast there, you experience more alien encounters out there,
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Spooky as
especially with
fuck.
the tide?
Well, you know what? It's funny. There's tons of like you do research. Like New Brunswick's a hotbed for like UFO activity. I don't know if I've ever seen anything around here. I had a weird experience in Alberta, like in the mid '90s here with some friends. But I
That was the mushrooms.
The
Got
mushroom
pro.
trip
Oh,
to the mountain.
yeah.
I bet you saw some stuff.
I
No,
straight up
like
saw a UFO.
yeah, I don't know, man. Saw some weird stuff. Car died. Yeah, it was just weird. A lot of weird coincidence stuff happening. But we were probably smoking some stuff, and who knows?
ate some things and
ate some things. Who knows?
2
But,
servings
yeah.
of vegetables. I need it. They told me I need to eat this.
You say you
Like
saw
mushrooms on your pizza?
Sammy, you saw an alien?
I saw. I mean, I've definitely like looked up. I remember one time being outside like the jam spot in the past and just seeing something before the sun's down. You can see something green in the sky. And it just does like a weird movement. And you're like, huh, wonder what that was. And then you forget about it. Shit like that. It's like, yeah, that probably could have. That's definitely aliens. Something. Like nothing
Yeah.
does that fast. It's like I don't get it. But at the same time, like nothing I can do about it. You just do your weird shit up there, sure.
Yeah.
Whether I saw you or not.
What are your future plans?
I think
Hyperbolic.
as far as the band goes, I think we're just gonna keep writing tunes, and hopefully eventually stuff gets back to normal. We can play some shows. Love to come to Ontario and Montreal or something, maybe some weekend, and play some shows. But I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? Like how many venues are still gonna be around?
We'll
Yeah.
be playing in a lot of basements.
That
Fuck
could be
yeah.
it too.
We had
Yeah.
the craziest basement venue here in Moncton, and I do it year round.
Yep.
keeps you young.
Yeah.
Okay, and where can people get in touch with you? Like, do you? The tape is going to be out, obviously. You have shirts like Puck is wearing.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a couple of different t-shirt designs. Oh yeah, look at this. You were ready for this.
We also have
Oh.
this
Oh,
one,
okay. Yeah, that's the other one I
That-
saw.
the shirt with that. Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, you can hit us up on Facebook, 00 UFO. I think you just type that in and you'll find it. Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
And yeah, you can message us there. One of us will hit you back.
There's Bandcamp too, right?
Oh yeah, Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And then like I say,
You'll
like
do you can mail order stuff out to people.
yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we got a single right now that's out if you haven't ever listened to us on our Bandcamp, 00 UFO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we ever release date on this thing or
27.
Yeah.
when's it
20
out?
2 weeks.
26. 2
There we go.
weeks.
It's coming out the
26?
26th.
I thought it was the 26th. Maybe it was the 27th. I don't know.
On
Whatever.
your birthday.
No, my birthday's the 23rd.
Oh, geez. You're wrong.
Hey,
I was
we
wrong.
already yeah.
I know.
So maybe it'll come out the 24th. Who knows?
It's
keep
gonna be a
checking.
surprise.
Yeah. It'll be out by the it'll
It'll
be
be
out
out
by the
shortly.
27th, but who knows? It could be out earlier.
You gotta keep
April-
checking.
April 1st for sure.
Yeah.
And are you able to do any sort of live stream like band practice
We've
or
kinda
anything like
talked
that,
about it.
or-
And I don't know. I don't think we're into it.
There's some people doing stuff around town that have like done some live streams or whatever. I feel like they're still working out some kinks, and once something like actually cool kind of opens, like something that could be big and beneficial for like a lot of bands, I'm sure we'd jump on it, help support.
Yep.
But in the meantime, like we're just writing, having fun. You know what I mean? While we do this because we have fun. So we just gotta keep doing that. And once the resources are available again, we're gonna get back out there,
Yep,
start killing it again.
100%.
Okay, well, thank you very much for answering my questions. And
Hey. Thank you.
hopefully,
Nice
get to
meeting you,
see
Glenn.
guys,
Thank you.
Hopefully, we'll get
Thanks,
to see
Glenn.
you guys soon.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.